Welcome to Open Arms, an honest conversation about firearms. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Brian Lockerman, and today's episode is brought to you by LaPorte Aerial Archery System and Southwest Firearms out of Lake Havasu, Arizona. Today, I am so happy to have our archery expert with me. Virginia Hankins, thank you for coming aboard.
Hey, Brian, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Virginia, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Ooh, a little bit. You do always say I like to talk. So my name is Virginia Hankins. I'm based in the Los Angeles film region in California, and I actually started weapons, including guns and bows, when I was about 5 with my dad at YMCA camp. Wow. And that was a long time ago. This stuff evolves, and you just keep loving what you're good at, and you keep loving being outside. And I now coach. I specialize actually in kids and families specifically, as well as youth groups and different at-risk youth groups, different nonprofit youth groups, a lot of homeschool networks, and helping people to come together through weapons safely. And that's kind of my jam and what I'm all about. And
that's what the show's all about. And that's, Virginia, you said something there. It's about family. And that's why I incorporated a family to our show. I feel that we're losing our family values. And things like archery will bring a family together, do something they enjoy, and maybe have an honest conversation with their kids instead of just throwing them an iPad and saying, talk to me later, I'm busy or whatever like that. And I really appreciate what you do for that.
Thanks. You're absolutely right. I mean, right now we are seeing a huge confusion, especially in the Western world, about what family is, what responsibility is, what does an adult look like, what do the traits of character look like. And when we're talking about martial skills, whether it be guns, knives, archery, any of those hand-to-hand, there is a heritage and there's also a respect that is passed down between people. That as new people join, example, a father brings his daughter to the range or a mother comes with her twin sons, there is a culture, there's a set of rules, there's a set of conduct, and it gives people a concept of what is okay and not okay, and their own humanity within it. And exactly. I think that that's really unique in the modern world and something that's hugely beneficial.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Do you know, Virginia, you're the one who brought me back to archery. And I don't know if you remember this.
Can't get away from it.
I don't even remember this. But back in the day, when we first started the show, we got LaPorte as our sponsor.
Oh, man, I love LaPorte.
And they sent us the machine, and you and I sat there. We built that thing. After we built it, we just practiced and practiced and practiced. And I said, oh, my God.
It's the coolest, isn't it?
I'm back. That was the most fun I had shooting archery.
It's a living video game. I mean, the LaPorte system, it's just like you've got the rabbit mode, you've got the flight mode. It's most people have never seen archery like that, and it all of a sudden puts you also back in your primitive about, oh man, like in a video game, I can just hunt this animal and feed my family, but could I really? And the LaPorte system was like, yeah, could you?
I know it. Yeah, we had such a blast doing that. And again, I'm glad I'm back shooting archery again. Because again, it's a great family sport. Yeah. It's something that you can enjoy with, your kids, your parents, your aunts, your uncles, or whatever. And that's what it's all about, bringing everybody together again.
Exactly. My youngest student ever was 3. My oldest was 83. That is how wide archery is, especially because when you're talking with archery, if you're doing it right and you're working with a coach that is actually taking into awareness your own abilities, your own aptitudes, then we're sending you on gear that fits your body. Because when a set of gear is, example, assigned to you that is improper fit, whether it be too high in poundage, meaning that it's going to really launch that arrow, but if you can't handle it yourself, you might damage your body. Or you might be really inconsistent and then possibly endanger someone around you. So honing on that safety element, getting that gear, literally with the right gear, a 3-year-old can do it well.
100%. And that's why you're here.
I loved it.
You teach the people what to do the right way.
I do.
And when they're taught the right way, they have more enjoyable experience. There's no question about it.
Most of my archers actually right now are on average 10 years, 15 years, 20 years shooting. They come back because they want to do something new in the sport and continue their journey. Yeah. But many of them, even after they leave competition, myself included, because I really found value in community and helping to be a part of the community and encouraging people to enjoy their lifestyle in a new way. Exactly. But, a lot of them, even after they stop competing, they get all their friends into it. And
Uh-huh.
like there's a bunch of groups I coach, which are just friend groups or date groups or whatever. And it's a way to reconnect, and it's
Yes.
a casual communication, right?
Yes, 100%.
Mhm.
Hey, got a question for you.
Yeah.
You still teaching off the horseback?
Yes, when my
Yeah.
horse permits me to. I'm just not a real big fan of this particular horse because I'm on horse number 5 now. But
Wow.
this particular horse is much more about just like adore me. Why do I have to work? So, like sometimes I'm like, really? So he knows what to do. It's a matter of him deciding he wants to do it. But, that's also the joy of
Yeah.
horses. When you're working with another entity which has its own brain the size of a walnut, sometimes they don't necessarily want to do your passions.
Exactly. Another thing, Virginia, you
Yeah.
are a very good shot, by the way.
Thank you.
I mean, watching you at our ranges and when you're doing live fire, I see you have all the safety, things about you. You always are very safe on the range, but you're also very good. You're really good.
The interesting thing about archery and marksmanship are they're highly compatible. So, as an example, with archery, we've talked about this before, where I coach a lot of snipers,
Yeah.
and a lot of people, military personnel, will actually train with me. And they've been snipers, they've been SEALs, they've been all kinds of things, really great. And they come back to archery because it's using the same talents
Hmm.
with a different aspect of their body, but they still get that mental clarity and being able to really focus, release tension, and being at one with nature again, while still using that incredible eye they developed through the years of shooting.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it all ties in.
Totally.
It's very good. Again, that's one of the reasons why when I was introduced to you back years ago,
Yes.
and I saw your skills and what you're all about, I said, I have to have her on my show.
Thank you.
That is just what I need. It was a perfect fit.
Yeah, and you know what? What I love about the show too is that it shows different aspects of how we can all grow and evolve. Because one of my favorite things is, there are people like yourself on the show that have more experience in guns than I do.
Mm.
I am not the most experienced shooter remotely on the show. There's many more people that are, again, ex-military, etc. But I love to learn, and this show offers a way to encourage people to learn, to broaden their skills, broaden their horizons, build community, and do it safely.
That's
so we all have something to share.
That is correct.
Mhm.
And like I say, the motto is, if we save one life,
Yep.
we did our job.
Totally. And, so much of what we do, right, is so simple. Where with the guns, I know you're as fastidious as I am, where you can just go to the police station. Our local police station says that if you just come in, no questions asked, they will give you a free gun lock.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want you to be safe. They don't want accidents. And when we develop those, different communications, they can give some great tips. Use your safe, use your lock, store your ammo separate.
100%.
Our bows are always stored in pieces. Unless you really know how to set that thing together,
Yep.
you're not going to also get in trouble with it.
Exactly. Another thing I like about the whole archery thing,
Mhm.
you did a scene recently for the show about bow fishing.
That was fun.
That was so freaking cool. I can't.
So
tell you
many
how
people
cool it
love bow
was.
fishing. Yes.
I know. I mean, archery can be that. There's also archery games where you actually, it's like a
Totally.
paintball with archery.
Yep. Archery tag. Mhm.
Archery tag. There's so much with
Yep.
that. And it's a sport, again, like you said, from 3 years old to 86 years old.
And not just that, I know we've had a lot of just riffing backstage conversations, but we've really talked about the fact that archery is one of the few true universal multicultural sports.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't matter if you're from Africa, if you're from Asia, if you're from South America, etc. We simultaneously, as a human race, really seem to come up with this incredible sport at the same time. So no one group owns it. It's
Exactly.
completely universal. Anyone can enjoy it. And then with those little style differences or technology, that's where we get to learn.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting because you can go to Bhutan, you can go to Korea, you can go to France and still be able to speak the same language with skills and still learn something at the same time.
Oh yeah. I watch the Olympic archery all the time. I think it's great. It's great to
They're
watch.
amazing.
Yeah.
I truly enjoy it.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Mhm.
Well, Virginia, I mean, all in all, I think, again, I'm so grateful that you are part of this project.
Thanks
I
for
can't say
including me. I
can't
think
say it
family's
enough.
important.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if we can just get that family values going again, get the safety, and of course, Second Amendment, but it's what the show's all about. you
Yeah,
know?
and I think also the Second Amendment really ties into family values, doesn't it?
It does.
Because if you are going to have a family and you care about them, or maybe you don't have your own family still around, maybe you lost them for some reason, but there's people that matter to you like family.
Yeah, no doubt.
You want to be able to protect them, and you want to be able to have that assurance that should anything, knock on wood, happen, that maybe you'd be able to help them to have a fighting chance.
Oh, absolutely.
And, that I think for all of us is way more than like looking macho or whatever. Like, we want to be able to honor our heritage and protect our loved ones.
Absolutely. Just like when you do safety for archery, what are some of the things you tap into with the safety? Like, what do you teach people about safety?
That's a great question, Brian, because some of it is the same as guns, but some of it's obviously not, right?
Yeah.
When we're talking about guns and bows, we really want to be aware of what's behind the target, because guns especially can punch through so much. Arrows can too at a certain poundage. So we always want to make sure we know what's behind it. We never want to shoot at glass animals, anything like that. If you don't intend to eat it, don't shoot in that direction is general rule. And I definitely tell that to my 9-year-old boy students. So it's like, oh yeah, I want to get the lizard. I'm like, you're going to eat it. And they're like, what? And I'm like, try me. You hunt it, you eat it. But you want to be careful about that. You want to make sure that you're not going to be ricocheting anything.
Yeah.
And also with archery, for your own person, really your form and equipment suitability is going to be key, because you don't want to blow your rotator cuff. You don't want to smack your arm all the time, get a nasty bruise that you're going to be upset about.
Exactly.
So that comes into too. But it's one of the safest sports. It's way safer than basketball, cheerleading, football, soccer. Like, it's actually, despite being a weapon, which all of a sudden, people at massive internet companies, Wix, I'm looking at you, are like, oh my gosh, it's a weapon.
Yeah,
no!
exactly.
And losing their stupid minds. It's like, it's safer than baseball.
Yeah.
And I think that's because safety is part of the culture.
That's true.
And because if you're not safe, then you're not going to be welcome. And everyone wants to be able to be part of the group.
100%. Well, Virginia, it was great having you on the podcast.
Such a pleasure, Brian.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
And again, I'm looking forward to this new season of Open Arms.
Me too.
It's going to be a great one.
Yep.
And anybody else out there wants to join our show, please contact us at the below information. And one last thought for everyone out in the world: safety, family, and the Second Amendment. See you later.